Well, hello and welcome to Click Spotlight. And here we are. And I have the very, very great pleasure of introducing Annette Steinrucken, who is a senior manager of R&D education. So, Annette, please introduce yourself a bit, please.
Yeah, as you said, my name is Annette Steinrucken, and I've worked for Click for 9.5 years now. But I have a long, long history with Click. I already started 98 and worked here until 2000, but was addicted to the products all the time. So I have used
Like a lot of people.
ClickView and ClickSense all the time.
So you were back. I mean, that would have been back in the days of Mons Holtman, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, quite a
exactly.
while ago. We've been on we as Click have been on an incredible journey, but you also have been on an incredible journey. Hence why we have you on Spotlight. Tell us all about that, please.
Yeah, um, this history is actually triggered by the pink month we have right now, the October month. And that's why I want to tell my story. I
Mm,
have 10 months ago, I had the diagnosis breast cancer. It was discovered during normal routine mammography. And it was right before Christmas, and it was very shocking.
mm.
And I started my journey and went through all you can think about surgery, chemo, radiation. But this is not a negative story. It's a positive story because I don't feel pity for me. I was very, very lucky. It was discovered very early, and thanks all the research which has been done and our very good health system, I was in good hand and I have a good prognosis. Many survive breast cancer today, and so will I.
Yeah. Mm,
So this very, very positive experience on my journey is was due to very skilled and friendly staff. Um, there were routines and information in place, and I've got a lot of help from my family and friends. And
so in Sweden then is this a do you get offered in to have a mammogram? Because that's very important, isn't
yeah,
it? So every now and again, you will be asked to come in and scheduled to come in. Is that correct
exactly,
in Sweden?
exactly.
So this is you are a very good advertisement for really why people should go in and have these mammograms because this was just a routine one. You had no symptoms, did you?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I want to encourage everyone to really take the chance and go to the mammography.
Yeah, because it's not something you look forward to, but you're living and breathing proof that you have to do that. So you talked about your and not just in Sweden, obviously. This is around the world. If the facilities are there, then use them. And that's another point as well. Hopefully, more and more places in different countries will be getting the facilities to do this, and with funding, we can help. Now you mentioned your family there, and I presume and friends as well, not just family. So they've helped you. So tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, I mean, my family, my family lives in Germany, and one daughter lives 2.5 hours from here, and my son lives in Australia. So
Mm,
I don't have anybody close by, but they of course try to support me in all ways they could.
mm,
But I felt, yeah, I had got panic, I can say. Um, the the thought to be all alone with all that, and there were lots of friends asking me, "Can I help you?" and just call me. And what I did was I gathered all those friends in a Facebook group, Project Annette, and there I posted status, and there I could reach out for help.
Yeah, I mean, and this is another thing. I mean, I've had people in my family that have had cancer, and as a friend, and the actual the word, just the word, that some people don't even say cancer, they say the C word, can cause all kind of conflicting emotions. And for a friend, they would sometimes, I would have thought, and I have been there. So have worry about how to and they will treat you differently. So, well, if you know, as a friend of someone who has cancer, how would you say to them that they should be, treating their friends and getting in touch with their friends?
I don't think you can generalize. The
Hmm.
best thing is to ask the person how the person wants to be treated,
Yeah, yeah.
which questions you should ask, and what stories you should tell. I was, for example, quite sensitive when people were telling me the stories of a friend or of a relative who went
Hmm.
through the same situation, because
Yeah.
I didn't want to have second-hand information. I had one of our colleagues was always 8 weeks ahead of us of me,
Hmm.
so I had a lot of contact, and that helped me. We could talk a lot about that, but it was yeah, fresh information, so
Yeah.
we could help each other. But the the main thing is ask the person how the person
Hmm.
wants to have it.
But don't stop communicating. In other words, if you don't know how to, don't pull back then. So okay. So after the treatment, how did you find it, or how easy was it I use the word normality, and I apologize for that, because what is normality? But how after the treatment, how easy did you find it to get back into what you consider normality?
Um, I'm not there yet, I can
Mm,
say, and I'm I don't know if I ever be there, because I appreciate other things now. I value life in a different way now. I live every day now as it is the last one, and
mm,
I try to give back as much as I can. And normality, like working, I'm not fully back now. Um, Sometimes I'm too tired, but I
yeah,
think
of course.
I think I will get there, of course. But I take my time. That's important.
So normality could be a changed normality then.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Which begs the question, what is normality? Yeah, silly. That's a whole other thing to be talking about. So you're getting back into work. You're very positive from what you have said so far, and that is fantastic. But you're doing a lot more than that, aren't you? So you're raising money, what, for cancer rehab and We See Hope. And I believe you funded, or you founded We See Hope in Sweden. So tell us a little bit about the efforts around there, the fundraising and We See Hope, etc.
Yeah. Um, I can say I was one of the first CSR champions, soon to change name. Um,
Yes.
so I worked a lot with fundraising, and then I had the opportunity to go to Tanzania and visit all the VC Hope or some of the VC Hope projects. And that was amazing. That really
Mm.
changed my life. So came home and I wanted to do more. So I started VC Hope Sweden to make it easier for people to donate, and to also to take We See Hope closer to them here in Sweden. And when I got my cancer, I took a step back, and now one of our colleagues is driving that, and I'm very happy about that. So We See Hope is a charity which has a little bit different approach than others, I would say. It's sustainability there. They really
Mm.
try to build up um, the communities so that they can um, go for themselves, you can say.
Yeah, that's very important, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because you do hear about charities that will go in and go to an area and maybe with an influx of aid, etc. But it's then that you're coming back again, aren't you? Because you need to give, rather than giving them the food, give them the seeds and the tools to make their own food, which is much more sustainable, isn't it?
exactly. So that's really
Okay.
what I like with We See Hope.
Mm. So cancer rehab. I mean, that's obviously a
Yeah.
subject very close to your heart. And so what are you doing as far as they're concerned? And how can we help?
Yeah. Cancer Rehab is a charity. They or foundation, and they help people who have difficulties coming back to normality and to their real life. And they offer a week or more in a rehab facility,
Mm.
so they can have support there. And this foundation is only based on donations. And I didn't need it, but I think it's a really important
Mm.
thing to have. So that's why I want to support it. Everybody is giving to the pink ribbon, but I wanted to have a little bit different approach. So that's why I chose the rehab, the cancer rehab.
So what are you doing for this? When you say you're fundraising, give us some examples of what you're doing.
Yeah, so I think I'm very lucky. I have everything I wish for.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't, and I'm turning 60 today, and
Oh,
I
congratulate! Of course, I apologise. Congratulations, Annette, for your
thank
60th
you,
birthday.
thank you, and I don't want presents. I don't want to have stuff I need to have in my house. I want to make a difference, and that's why I'm asking for donations instead. So on Saturday, I had a big party and asked my friends to donate, and we are now at 11,000 kronas, which is about 1,000 pound, I think. So that's
Okay.
already a good success, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and then we're going to be putting the links on at the end of here. Now, another thing I
Exactly.
remembered, so that's a way of of fundraising, but also you took part in uh, a research project at Lund Hospital. What was learned from that? What happened with that?
Um, this this research project was based on the theory that you feel better if you keep going.
Hmm.
So I went to the gym twice a week for workout, and then we were forced to move ourselves to do.
You were forced.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They measured.
yeah,
They measured.
yeah.
So we had to go out for a walk or bike tour or something. So I was really busy all the time with that, and
Hmm.
um, because during the cancer treatment you get tired, you get can be very tired. But
Yeah.
that's a fatigue you cannot just rest away. You cannot lay
No,
down and
no.
expect that if you raise yourself and you are not tired anymore. That's not the case.
Hmm.
So it's keep going, and that helped me a lot. That really helped me a lot.
Yeah, not maybe not connected to the fundraising, but it is the part of your story, I think,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the fundraising and that you are doing for the cancer fund, etc., is incredible. But also that it funds research projects like this, doesn't it? And we need to do these kind of things
yeah,
to look to the future and how we can beat that, and we
yeah,
do need that. So that's fabulous, Annette,
yeah.
and it's been a pleasure. Now we're going to slightly change the slant of the questions, and we're going to find out because you are not defined by cancer.
No,
That's not what makes you who you are. There's lots of other things that make you who you are. So so now you are tired. There are times probably you find that hard, but at the weekend or at times your downtime, what helps you relax and kind of take your mind off things?
uh, being with my family as much as I can.
Mm.
Actually, I have a new grandchild. It was born yesterday,
Oh, congratulations.
so a lot
Congratulations. Is
positive
there a
things.
name?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
There are two names, Demian and Noah, but we don't know which one.
Okay.
So,
So family are very important to you for you to
yes,
relaxing. What
yes.
about music? Is there any particular kind of music you like to listen to?
Yeah, I dance a lot. I
You do
dance.
excellent.
I dance 3 times a week at least, and that's salsa. And I love the
Okay.
music.
This isn't just in your kitchen then. You actually go somewhere and do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I have
Yeah.
3 different groups I dance with, and it's a special variety of salsa. It's called rueda, and I
Oh,
love
nice. Excellent, excellent.
And I'm very creative, I can say. I work
Mm.
with jewelry, and I work with glass, so there I relax too.
Ah, yeah, and that again, I suppose, is concentrating on that must be very much like that. So, if you, with the time you go, I don't know, you may do this already, but if you were an author and there was a particular type of book, what would that book be? What would you write?
Um, Science fiction or not a time travel. Time travel. I love
Yeah,
to. The Outlander books. I love them.
I do, I do. Yes, yes,
Mm.
very well. And the
So
films.
yeah, it would be time travel.
Yeah, that actually takes me to the next question. You've covered that one off already. So, if you could have a superpower, what would that be? And there you, that's kind of, but well, thing is, you could then, when you have that superpower, is go back in time and then write a book about it. So those two wrap up very nicely, don't they?
But if I would have superpower, did do you remember the film from Sandra Bullock, Miss Secret Agent? She's
Yes,
asked, yeah,
I can't remember the name of it now, but I do know what you mean.
yeah,
Yes,
she's asked for what she would she do if she had superpower, and yeah, at the end she said, world peace.
yeah.
And it was meant as a joke, but actually I would do that. I would try that. Or
It's not
so
a bad thing to
no,
want, is it?
no,
It's not a bad thing at all.
or yeah, work with
Yeah.
our or solve our environmental problems, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's top of my mind certainly is to do that. So is there any particular food? I sometimes ask what whether you cook or not, but this is a different one. So what kind of is there a food that if someone puts it in front of you, you push it away and say, "There's no way I'm going to touch that."
Swedish pea soup.
I've had pea soup, but I've never had Swedish pea soup. And
I
what is it particular about it you don't like?
I don't know. I've lived here 20 years now. I'm
Yeah.
originally from Germany, and I never could get used to it's I don't know. It's a gray green thing with
Mm.
lots of meat. No.
I will say this quietly to you, Annette, but Swedes do eat a lot of very strange things.
Hmm.
I think there's a two things I don't like, and that's that smelly fish they do that comes in a tin, and also the salted licorice.
I love that.
Oh, you love that, do you? I don't like that. Okay, and the next question and the last question is, so what are your plans for the year ahead? Do you set you said you take each day as it comes
Yeah.
and don't take it for granted, but you know, do you plan ahead now, or do you not go that far? So in the next year or so, what kind of milestones do you have, if at all?
Yeah, I'm a planner. I like
Yeah.
to plan. But I'm also flexible if I have to change my plans.
Mm,
But the main thing is to visit my son and his family in Australia. So I'm planning a visit in uh, January, February.
nice.
And yeah, a
I
couple of
suppose that gets you out
travels.
of the cold Swedish winters, doesn't it?
Oh, exactly. But it takes me to
Yeah.
a hot and moister Brisbane. So
Mm, excellent. So Australia, yeah, I envy you that. I've been there once, and it's a beautiful place. So, and as far as working at Click is concerned, what's on your to-do list for Click?
I'm working right now with onboarding stuff for R&D and products,
Mm,
um, but I only work a couple of hours a day, so I'm not really there. So
no.
that's my first goal to get this going and deliver a nice package.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, then it's some education programs I'm looking for.
Right, that's fine. So thank you. Annette, it has been a pleasure, and it has been, yeah, lovely to talk to you. And I wish you all the best with cancer rehab, and we see hope. And personally, I wish you all the best. And I'd love to keep in touch and keep this dialogue going, because and be part of this, because corporate responsibility is very important. And this is a beautiful example of how we can do that, and how we can really, really make a difference at Click.
Yeah.
And
Can.
your story is amazing. I'm going to leave you with a bit of trivia, though. I go from that to a bit of trivia that you can use, and I think the dark and the light in anyone's life is important, and this is certainly on the trivia side. So the folding tables in an aeroplane are 10 times dirtier than the toilet lids on the same airline.
Hmm. I,
Just to let you know that. So take your baby wipes or your wet wipes with you on the aeroplane and make sure you clean that table before eating anything of it.
okay.
So a word of
Word of wisdom.
so sorry?
A word of wisdom.
Yeah, a word of wisdom, and also, a bit of a health message as well. I think so.
Mm.
I give it all. I give it all. So, as I said before, to everyone listening to, or not listening to, but watching this, at the end of this interview, there'll be two links that you can go to. Please do, if you can, give to that. Thank you, Annette, so much. It has been a pleasure, and I wish you all the best, and take care. And thank you for the opportunity for me to talk to you.
Thank you, John.